Look at this footage. You type in a prompt, hit generate, and the AI decides exactly how this character moves, how fast they go, and which way their limbs bend. If you are re-rolling the same prompt dozens of times and hoping the machine eventually spits out a usable take, you aren't directing the scene. You are just hoping for a lucky accident. That approach leaves you with a folder full of disjointed clips that don't match your vision, and more importantly, are nearly impossible to edit together into a cohesive sequence. But there is a workflow inside generators like Seedance and Omni that solves this. It relies on giving the model a fixed start frame and a fixed end frame. Moving away from text-only prompts and using these two structural bookends gives you the ability to dictate exactly where a shot begins and ends. This is what that workspace looks like. Before we write a single word of our text prompt, we need to prepare the foundational elements of the shot in these two upload slots. Step 1 is your start frame. You generate or upload an image of your character in the exact pose, lighting, and framing you want for the very first frame of the clip. Step 2 is the end frame. This is a second image showing precisely where that character needs to finish by the end of the narrative beat. Once you upload those two images, you explicitly tag them with clear roles, first frame and last frame. Always verify the software has locked those roles into place before writing your text prompt. By locking in those exact starting and ending points, the model is physically prevented from wandering off course. It has a strict destination it must reach. Now that the AI already possesses the beginning and end states of the video, we can move to the prompting phase. Since the model knows what the scene looks like, your text prompt should only describe the physical action and the camera movement occurring between those two bookends. Notice how smooth this canyon sequence is. The lighting shifts perfectly from noon to twilight, filling the physical gap between state A and state B. In a standard text-to-video workflow, the AI has to invent the subject, the background, and the motion all at once. Here, we've narrowed its variables down to just the motion. Steering the middle translates directly to a sharp drop in your regeneration rate, saving hours of waiting and a massive amount of computational credits. But even with a start and end frame locked in, you still need to audit your text prompt against 3 strict rules to keep the AI from hallucinating. Rule 1. Your camera movement and your character action must be separated into entirely different sentences. If you try to mix a character action, like walking, with a camera command in the exact same sentence, the model will often warp the subject's geometry as it tries to calculate both simultaneously. Rule 2 restricts your prompt to 1 primary camera instruction per shot. Do not chain multiple moves together. Writing a prompt that asks the camera to push in, pan left, and orbit the subject all in the same generation will break the output. Rule 3 is a complete ban on the word fast anywhere in your general prompt. It is the single biggest cause of rendering glitches. Take a look at this comparison. When you force the AI to generate rapid motion across the entire frame, you get the results on the left: heavily distorted limbs, structural mutations, and severe frame jitter. There is only one exception. If a specific element absolutely requires speed, you must isolate that single object in your text prompt while explicitly instructing the model to keep the rest of the environment slow and steady. These 3 structural rules constrain the AI's rendering engine so that it focuses its processing power exactly where you want it, producing a clean, physically accurate motion sequence. Here's what that looks like in practice. The AI smoothly executes this mechanical unfolding sequence between our intended frames without warping the metal panels. The formula is highly repeatable. Establish the start frame, establish the end frame, and steer the middle notion using those 3 structural rules. This predictability is how you build a video. Having intentional shots that land exactly where you need them to is the only way to generate clips that actually cut together in the editing room. For your next project, open up Seedance or Omni, load your 2 bookend frames, and run your first controlled generation. Following this workflow gives you exact control over the timeline, turning you from a passive gambler into an active director.